Welcome back to the Coaches Show on KBPK. I am Ryan Osborne, joined by Raymond Vasquez. This week, well, we're going to get a little bit of Canyons. We're going to get a little bit of East LA. It's kind of a mix of what Fullerton College did versus what they're going to do. Right back here at Hal Scherbeck Field, we've got more coaches on the way, in addition to a little bit of a roundup of what's going on in Fullerton's league. All that right here on the Coaches Show.
Hello, I'm Raymond Vasquez here on KBBK. I am here with Jamari Griffin, defensive back for the Hornets. Jamari?
How you doing?
Amazing game on Saturday.
Thank you.
2 interceptions. Tell me how it was for you.
It was exciting, man. Exciting. I was locked in. I actually told my teammates before the game what I was going to do, and I came out and did it, so I kind of feel good about it. It was definitely.
Now, how did you know? I mean, we watched the game and we see these plays happening. How did you know what was going to happen, especially for the second one?
So it just was film study. Me, number one, believing in myself, confidence. Film study, we knew that I was planting sticks. We knew what they like to do. And the quarterback kind of just was, he wasn't reading us reads. He just was kind of, he had a favor every time. So just paying attention to what the quarterback like.
So last week I got a chance to talk with defensive back coach Phil Austin, and he's your coach. So how is it working with him?
Man, it's amazing, man. Like, he's someone that critiques you so much, and his main thing is believe in what he teach you. Like, if you don't believe it, you making it hard for yourself. If you believe in everything he say, the players come to you. Like Saturday, I believed in everything he said, and the players came to me.
Now, I saw that you're from Detroit. What brought you here to Fullerton College?
I kind of wanted to change the scenery, man. Like, Detroit is really not, you ain't gonna see no palm trees, no beaches. So, I seen the opportunity and I took it, honestly.
What's something that Coach Austin has told you that kind of resonates with you or that you're going to keep after your time finishes here?
Your technique set you free. Your technique set you free. So if you work what you've been coached, then the sky's the limit for you. But if you trying to make up what you want to do, like just make up random things, then you gonna have a hard time in the game.
What does football mean to you? I've been able to talk with some coaches here and hear their experiences, but what does the game mean to you?
The game means everything, man. Like, everything to me. It's a passion. It's everything. Like, I can literally sit and watch football all day, watch film all day. Even back in the day, I can turn on some film from back in the day. I can just watch film all day. Like, I love the game. It's everything to me, honestly.
Well, it's been Raymond Vasquez here on KBPK with Jamari Griffin. Jamari, thank you so much, and wish you luck this Saturday.
Sure, thank you. Thank you.
So just a few moments ago, you heard from Jamari Griffin, who had an excellent game on Saturday. But we're going to take a quick pause here because we've got an out-of-town scoreboard. Raymond, lots of good games on Saturday.
Oh, there definitely were. Number 2, Riverside played against Golden West, and then we also had Palomar and Saddleback from our own district.
And when you take a look at those Palomar Comets, they're going to be here at Fullerton coming up in just a few weeks. You look at someone like Santa Barbara, well, they play Saddleback. That's a common opponent right there. So we'll get to that out-of-town scoreboard. Raymond, take it away.
Today we'll be doing a recap of last weekend's games, as well as this weekend's upcoming games. We have a Riverside versus Golden West game ending in a Riverside 40-15 victory. Golden West starting off strong in the first quarter, getting 3 to Riverside 0, but Riverside showing why they are number 2 in the nation, getting 24 by the end of the second quarter, ending the game in a 40-15 victory for Riverside. Next, we have San Diego Mesa versus Cerritos, ending in a San Diego Mesa victory of 14-10. Cerritos showing dominance in the first quarter, getting 10 to San Diego Mesa 0, but San Diego Mesa not giving up, and in the second quarter regrouping and getting 7-10, and finally ending the game in the third quarter 14-10 in a San Diego Mesa victory. Lastly, we have Palomar versus El Camino, ending in a Palomar loss of 24-35. El Camino showing dominance the entire game from the first quarter to the last quarter. ending in a Palomar loss of 24-35. Now, for the upcoming games for this week, we have Fullerton versus East LA at Fullerton College at 12 p.m. Next, we have Riverside versus El Camino at 1 p.m. at Riverside. We have Palomar versus College of the Canyons at 4 p.m. at College of the Canyons. And it'll be exciting to see how Palomar does because they are trying to stay up with Fullerton and the rest of the big dogs in this conference. And for reference, Fullerton has beat Palomar in 11 out of the last 12 games that they played against each other. And with the 1-1 record right now, they really could go either way. Last game to look at, San Diego Mesa versus Golden West at San Diego Mesa at 6 p.m. San Diego Mesa, an exciting opponent for Fullerton College. 2 years ago, beat Fullerton to kick them out of the playoff contention. So it'll be exciting to see how they go up against each other. That's all you need to know for this week.
I'm here with passing games coordinator coach Keenan Gardner. Thank you for joining me tonight.
Absolutely.
So 3-0 for this season. How's the passing game looking for your players?
3-0, you giving us an extra game already? We got to go play this other with 2-0. Should be 3-0, but yeah, no. Passing games, along, like I said, it helps having a veteran quarterback. For quite a few of the years here was always our quarterback got out, graduated, moved on. But Brandon's been with us for actually 3 years now, but 2 years playing last year there. So it gives us a chance now to put in a little bit more of what we would like to run in our offense. So we're getting there.
So what do you expect from your players going into the game every Saturday?
The biggest is to play hard. Like I said, the main thing is my guys, I like to be a reflection of me, is to go out there, play hard with an attitude and be violent. Like I said, and then we're expected to make plays. People want to applaud receivers for making catches. Man, that's what we're here to do. We're supposed to. But what we can do is dictate and bring a physicality to the offense on the perimeter, whether blocking for our running backs or as our catch and run, that we're able to break tackles and shit, that we're a physical team, Brandon.
So looking at Fullerton College, you see the offensive game about 50-50 between running and passing. So where do you see your position with your players during the game?
We've balanced out a little bit more after last season was probably the first that we got closer to more run. We've always been a primary closer to about 65-35 pass versus run, but we had a dynamic running back last year, so it kind of scaled it. We got closer to 50-50. And right now, like I said, again, I would say we would probably get closer to 60-40 as far as pass to run. But really, a lot of what we do is just dictated by what the defense is giving us. I mean, right now, we had such a dynamic running game there last year. A lot of them are scheming us now for a heavy run, so you'll start to see us be able to open up the pass, and possibly this week here. But yeah, that's the one thing I like with being on Coach Campbell's staff, is that he doesn't get stuck and locked into this is what we're going to do. He absolutely will evolve and adjust on the fly, and we just make sure that our guys are ready to be the hybrids, to where if it's run, if it's pass, whatever we need to do, called upon, we get it done.
How is it to coach and be with players here with such a long and storied history of Fullerton College? What does that mean for you?
It actually meant more after the game at Santa Barbara, because you've had a storied history here, but playing at a different stadium. We were at Yorba Linda, and then we're over here. Actually being on the campus and seeing all the alumni and all of the people that were here in the history from school actually here on the campus for once, it actually changed my perspective about this, because we knew it, you heard it, but to actually feel it, to have the player, like I said, that we had alumni here that were just invested in going up and talking to our players and letting them know what it meant to them for them to be here there. So yeah, the Santa Barbara, the first Sureback Classic, absolutely kind of brought that Philly more of a, like I said, made it a reality than just hearing it.
How is it adjusting the freshmen to playing on a collegiate level?
Oh, well, that's the one thing about junior college. You don't get the advantage of the 4 years of having juniors and seniors. So your freshman that you have that's playing here now, in about 6 months, he's in upper class. He's a veteran. So that evolution and helping guys transition to that's what I like about this level versus coaching at the 4-year level, is watching that, being a part of that process. That when you're at the 4-year level, you have dynamic freshmen that may be impact there, but for the most part, they have to learn what it's to be a college, a Division I or a 4-year college player. Whereas here, that cycle, like I said, that process is quicker. You go from, like I said, you're a freshman and they go out there and make all the dumb freshman mistakes, and now in 6 months, you're expecting that guy to lead your group. So yeah, it is a dynamic that everyone, like I said, not all coaches like it. That's where this is kind of a niche, the junior college level, but it's rewarding.
Well, I look forward to seeing what more your players can do this Saturday and going into the season. Amazing start, and I can't wait to see what more we have here.
All right, now I'm going to hold you to that 3-0 you already gave us, huh? All right.
Thank you, Coach Gardner.
All right, thank you. All right, have a good one.
We're being joined by quarterback Brandon Nunez. And Brandon, you and I were talking about it off camera a little bit. You have a unique throwing motion that a lot of people, when they look at your throwing motion, they go, okay, it's different, but it works for him. How did you develop that?
Well, growing up, I didn't have a quarterback coach. My quarterback coach was my dad, and my dad played in the MLB for 14 years. So instead of having a normal quarterback wind up and all that, I kind of learned the baseball way, and that's kind of why my throwing form looks more baseball-ish. I can throw the sidearm. I can throw from really any angle. And that's just me being able to, because I grew up playing baseball a little bit, my dad, and me learning how to throw from my dad, that was why my form looks a little different.
When you take a look at your size that you have as a quarterback, it's something that you don't really often get at the community college level. How do you maneuver having your size, also being quick of foot, and then also being able to throw all at the same time?
I mean, I kind of just, I think to myself, those are things that I'm going to need to, because Fullerton College isn't forever. So wherever my next school is at, I know I got to make my game elite in every aspect, to where when that coach decides to take the chance on me or not, I try to give him, no option, kind of force his hand a little bit and be like, yeah, we need to offer this dude. This dude's a gamer, he's a competitor, and he has everything. So.
When you mention trying to force something for a coach, it's an interesting statement, because what we usually get from athletes, not just here at Fullerton, but all across community colleges, guys want to be able to showcase their skills, help their team win, and then they move on. But you're saying you help your team win, you showcase your skills, yes, but you also want to put the onus on the coach to say, hey, you know what, we have no choice but to get this guy over to us.
Yes, because last year a little bit, it was the same situation. I was in a tough situation going into camp. Josh Calvin came in here. No knock to Josh Calvin, he's a great quarterback, came from Utah State, all that. But I knew that, there's things that he had that I needed to learn from, and there's things I had that I needed to learn from, and that was why towards the end of the season, we kind of went, 50-50 and all that. But also you got to have the mindset of, I believe I'm better than this person, and, there's nothing wrong with that. There was times where I kind of knew, I was like, all right, well, this, I kind of know how coaches will treat the bounce backs, and what I mean? They're like, okay, well, they have more experience, they've played against tougher competition, so they kind of get the trust. They kind of get the trust level before you do and all that. So it was a big part for me to be able to, compete with him, showcase, improve to myself and to coach that, I deserve to be out there too. And that was kind of where I got the mindset of, all right, I'm going to have to force coach's hand a little bit to give me some more play time. And, that just comes with me getting better every week, competing, all that, forcing the hand, and, and it's worked for me. So.
You're talking about learning, and earlier we were talking about your family heritage. You look at a guy like your dad who is at the highest level of his profession. Does it give you an opportunity to look at a very close family member and say, this is the example I'm able to follow in?
Yeah. My dad growing up, just hearing all the stories, heard him multiple times. he might have forgot about him, but I heard him. But it was a great, that's my role model. That's my hero, truly. For him to being able to play at the highest level, in Major League Baseball for 14 years. It's huge, and I know the work ethic, I know the mindset, I know the mentality that it takes to get there and all that. And he stresses that to me every day. But he's also my biggest fan, my biggest supporter. So he's hard on me, but it's super tough love. And I know he wouldn't be as tough. He wouldn't be that tough on me if he knew that I didn't have the ability or I didn't have the capability of making it all the way as well. So he's definitely my hero, definitely my role model. And yeah, it was always great growing up with that and having that example to learn from.
Well, Brandon, we want to thank you for joining us. One thing that we always mention, especially with the coaches, and you're seeing it here with Hal Scherbeck Field and all the alumni that came back recently, is that this is a Hornet family, and everyone takes care of themselves and takes care of each other just like that. So you mentioned the family aspect. You mentioned your dad. It fits in line with this Hornet program. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
So once again, we want to thank everyone from the Fullerton College coaching staff, in addition to Jamari Griffin and the Fullerton College Hornets, for joining us here on the Coaches Show this week. Again, I am Ryan Osborne, joined by Raymond Vasquez. Raymond, we go back to the past a little bit. College of the Canyons this last Saturday, very successful for Fullerton, but not the dominating victory that we're used to. Kind of was actually very reminiscent of the previous year at College of the Canyons. First quarter, second quarter, no one really wanted the football. And Raymond, when you take a look at the turnover totals for both of these two teams, it was ugly.
Oh, absolutely, Ryan. Nobody really wanted the ball. We had a lot of different people dropping the ball. Nobody really seemed to want to rush. Throwing was off, but what's important to look at is the offense for Fullerton. The rushing game was amazing. While it wasn't the longest runs, it was consistent, and consistency is what really won the game for Fullerton on Saturday.
Now, when we switch from the past to the future, you look ahead to East LA, who's coming over to Hal Scherbeck Field this upcoming Saturday. I mean, you heard it from Jamari. He said those guys are familiar.
Oh, no. There were a lot of people that he said last year were on the bench that didn't get to play, and it'll be interesting to see what their reaction is and what the players' reactions are here to playing against former Hornets on Saturday.
When you take a look at Saturday, both of these two teams haven't played in a while. Two different conferences, two different leagues, but East LA coming to Hal Scherbeck Field, that's going to be an early afternoon start. So once again, we would like to remind you, please stay tuned with the FC Hornets athletic website and sportsnetusa.net, because if that time frame changes like we saw with College of the Canyons, you're going to keep yourself updated and be able to catch up with the game. So reminder, this Saturday, early afternoon, it's East LA visiting the Fullerton College Hornets at Hal Scherbeck Field. So that'll wrap it up for this week's edition of the Coaches Show. For Raymond Vasquez, I'm Ryan Osborne, thanking you for joining us here on the Coaches Show on KBPK.